Good morning from Universal Orlando Resort. We're here today just to kind of check it out, see what's going on. Mardi Gras is officially over, so all of those food booths should be gone, the tribute store should be gone, and I kind of want to just have a look around, see if there's anything new happening. I saw that they started to take down some of the signage around Fear Factor. Thought maybe there would be some like progress on the Mummy. We're gonna go check it all out. Of course, the sign from City Walk that said "Welcome to Universal Orlando Resort" is still down. We're not really sure what's going on. We thought it was being refurbished, then we heard some stuff saying that it was creating too much of a bottleneck. We're gonna keep looking. Maybe stuff will start to happen. Maybe some movement will happen around this. So here's my thought process, is if they wanted to leave it down, they would replace these pieces of metal to get rid of the holes, right? That's what I would think would happen. So we are just walking past the Universal store here in City Walk, and there is some signage out for Jurassic World Dominion. A lot of big dinosaurs here. Shout out to them for putting feathers, like these maybe Archaeopteryx, right? But I feel like we're pretty sure that all the dinosaurs had feathers, right? Or the majority, well, maybe not. I guess we don't know that for sure. We know this for sure because they found fossil imprints with the feathers around them. But we haven't found any feathers around like a T-Rex. Also, so many questions about dinosaurs. What was the thought process behind giving the T-Rex this type of eye and then giving these dinosaurs like cat eyes? Because we had no idea, right? I would think they would all have bird-like eyes. As we get up to the arches, we can see there is no medallion here because we are in between festivals right now. I can't seem to find any official announcement as to what the summer will hold for Universal, but in years past we have had summer bites last year, starting in May, early May. And then we've also had the summer concert series here at Universal. But we're gonna go inside and see if we see any like hints as to what's coming up. Just heading into Universal Studios, I thought it wasn't gonna be as busy as it is, but it's pretty busy today. It was a 70-minute wait for Despicable Me. You guys know that I like to judge the crowd level based on the Despicable Me wait. Still can't see any outward progress over here at Shrek 4D. They saran wrapped this door. I don't know why, but they did. I'm excited to see what happens here. Like, I hope that they announce it soon and what it will be. I do also find it interesting that over here at Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, they have kind of what I would consider the old style of Minion artwork, and right across the way, this is what I would consider the new style. Oh, I thought this was his hair. I think these are eyebrows. Why does he have two eyebrows for one eyeball, right? Oh, maybe it was hair because not all the Minions have eyebrows. I guess none of the Minions have eyebrows because they're all wearing goggles. Over here at Music Plaza, all remnants of Mardi Gras have been taken down. Anything for the stage or for the concerts that happen have been taken down. There used to be a food truck over here. Things are all gone. Music Plaza is wide open right now. And then once we make it over here to Gramercy Park, all of the booths have been taken down too. Kind of leads me to believe that they're either gonna put up new booths if they do a summer bites thing, or it'll be way less food than was here for Mardi Gras. As we head over to Einstein & Co., which is where the entrance to the tribute store normally goes, it's all been taken down. This is where we walked in to go into the Mardi Gras tribute store. Nothing there right now. As we're walking up to the Mummy, they have moved the walls back because it looks like they just replaced all of this concrete out here with new concrete. It looks really nice. And you can really tell the difference with it next to the old concrete. And it looks like maybe they replaced this railing or they pulled it out to repaint it, kind of like clean it up, because you see they've kind of, almost looks like sand, where it's like temporarily in place. Interesting. And this curb looks brand new too. It looks really nice. But yeah, still no word on to when the Mummy is gonna open back up, or Revenge of the Mummy. All we heard was late summer 2022. All of the food booths for Mardi Gras surrounding Gramercy Park have disappeared, except for this one. This is where they had the arepas and the esquites. Is this summer stuff? Kind of doesn't feel like Mardi Gras, right? It kind of looks like summer. I'm trying to remember what was here for Mardi Gras. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, this is a little bit different than the Mardi Gras menu. So the same thing up top. It was the carnitas arepas, the picadillo arepas, the mozzarella arepas, but then instead of the esquites, they had yuca fries. And that was something that we tried when we came here. We'll put a link to that video in the description down below, but I believe that this is a new menu. Yeah, there's no sort of like header on it saying, oh, here, right here, welcome back summer. So there you go, that settles it. We have some summer bites coming for sure. So back to the menu over here, now that we know that it is the summer menu, The only thing that's different is the esquites, and they are $5.99, char-grilled corn, jalapeno mayo, ancho chili powder, and cojita cheese with cilantro. Oh, over here at the exit of the Mummy, the Revenge of the Mummy, is Sahara Traders, which is where the Universal Classic Monsters, a tribute to the Creatures of the Night store is, but you used to have to go in that entrance over there. Now you can't, you have to go through the Palace Arcade to get to it. So this is an a cappella group called Sing It. And they perform next to the Blues Brothers stage. They kind of have like a boys versus girls competition.
Guys, that was supposed to be a girl solo.
Well, that's like ridiculously high. What the heck? It's crazy high, but listen. It was originally sung by Portugal the Man, so we made it a guy solo. That's right.
Okay, we'll give you that, but can we just do a solo once?
Why don't you do the Camilla tune y'all love?
All right.
Oh, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Half of my heart is in Havana. You told me that you just oh, but my heart is in Havana. There's something about his name. I've had it. It's time. A battle. Boys against girls. Right here, right now. Sing it.
Did somebody say sing it?
Oh, did somebody say sing it?
Yeah. So if you are looking for the Classic Monsters tribute store, just look for this guy. That's where you head into the Palace Arcade, and then kind of in the back corner over there. So as soon as you head into the arcade, off to the left, right through that archway over there, just past the Wizard of Oz push game. Right in here. You find the Invisible Man and you've gone to the right place. Also, we have some walls up around Louie's Pizza, and they're doing some, at least they're doing some exterior work to it right now. You can see they've replaced some trim here. They got the little white blotches or filler for where the nail holes are. And it looks like the doorway over here is being worked on, this archway. Yeah, they're definitely doing a lot of exterior work here on Louie's. You can see some of the work that they're doing with this trim work. Oh, and it looks like maybe they redid some flashing up on the top as well. Yeah, so definitely there will be less food items for the Summer Bites thing, but they are definitely gonna have it. So like during Mardi Gras, there was a Bloody Mary cart here, but the food truck is still over here in front of Fast and Furious. Well, it looks like the summer food booths are definitely open right now. This one is over here in front of Fast and Furious, and it looks like it's the exact same food from Mardi Gras though. So every single person that I've talked to has said that this Nashville hot chicken is the hottest thing they've ever tasted in their life. And when I tried it, it was kind of sweet and nice. I don't know. Yeah, this is the same menu from Mardi Gras. We might try this a little bit later, just to see how hot it is. Try it one more time. Well, thinking about it, it is noon right now, so might as well get the hot chicken, taste it. So what I got is I got the hot honey biscuit with Nashville hot on the chicken instead of the hot honey on the chicken. It smells much spicier than the last time that I had something. So I definitely think that the first time that I had it, it was not the same. But I'm hoping that the bread will kind of cut back on some of the spice so it's not like overpowering. Let's give it a try. So I tried to get a little bit of biscuit and chicken in there, and the biscuit just fell apart. So I'm just having chicken. All right. Yeah, it smells much spicier than what I had before. Yeah, definitely pretty spicy. Not the spiciest thing I've ever had, but it is spicy. Maybe it's the addition of the honey that I add to it, but this is kind of good. Usually if I have something that's like overly spicy, I will start sweating profusely, and I'm not doing that. So I feel like this is a win for me. It is kind of lingering a little bit. I'm gonna eat the whole thing and then I'll get back to you guys at the end of it, and I'll let you know my final thoughts on it. Oh, and also this is a completely different flavor than the one that I had, than the mac and cheese that I had originally. Mac and cheese that I had was like sweet spicy. This is just like spicy. It is a Nashville hot chicken. Nashville hot chicken has a different kind of spice than what you would consider. I don't know, it's a different kind of spice. So I think that from what I heard, the story of Nashville hot chicken was there was a guy whose wife was mad at him, and he said that he wanted to have some chicken, some spicy chicken, and she's like, oh, I'll get you. And she just like dumped every spice on it that she could find, trying to make it way spicier than anything that he's ever had before. And then he ate it and he's like, oh, this is delicious, thank you. And then Nashville hot chicken was born. I think that's what the story was. So I've had hotter Nashville hot chicken than this, but this is good. Like I said, I'll let you know at the end of the sandwich. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that adding the honey is what makes the real difference. So if you get the Nashville hot, either in the biscuit form or in the macaroni and cheese form, ask them to add a little bit of honey on top. Kind of cuts the heat a little bit. It is still hot, it is still spicy. And the bread, I think the bread also helped kind of soak up some of the heat on the way down. It was good. The time that I had it before was way better than this, because Nashville hot's not really my favorite flavor, but like this was still good. And I wish I knew what it was that they did, because it was like a mixture between Nashville hot and like hot honey, or like Nashville hot and barbecue. It was delicious. It was spicy and sweet. Real good. I will say that the coleslaw that was with it, terrible. Did not like it at all. Kind of tasted like mold. You ever had mold, like moldy cheese? Yeah, it wasn't good. So from this food truck, we're gonna have a look over. Oh my goodness, look at all these theme park pigeons. Theme park pigeons just eating popcorn, doing their best. So we came over by Fast and Furious because I was interested to see they are doing some work backstage for probably some Halloween Horror Nights stuff. So where this new fence is, back behind that, there is a tent for Halloween Horror Nights. We believe it's for Halloween Horror Nights. We haven't gotten an announcement about it yet. But we showed that in the last video when we came here, and I'll put a link to that video in the description down below. But something else that happened was towards the other side of the building that contains the ride Fast and Furious Supercharged. So we were just standing down on the other side of these trees over here. We came all the way over here because this is the exit for Fast and Furious Supercharged. But we're gonna go even further past that and go to the end of the building here just before we get to King's Cross. And typically during Halloween Horror Nights, this area is a scare zone, which kind of gets a little bottlenecked. So I'll be interested to see what they do for traffic if what my theory is true. So we were just over there. That's the exit to Fast and Furious Supercharged right there. And over here in between Fast and Furious and King's Cross, there's some truss work backstage, which is confusing to me because if that's for Halloween Horror Nights, number one, it went up way too early, but also, would this be the exit of the Halloween Horror Nights house or the entrance? Or are they gonna move the entrance of Fast and Furious over here so they can leave Fast and Furious open during Halloween Horror Nights or during the day for Halloween Horror Nights? Or is the Halloween Horror Nights house gonna exit over where the entrance of Fast and Furious is, and this could be the entrance? So many questions. I cannot wait for Halloween Horror Nights this year to find out the answers to these. All right, I just want to preface that with saying we don't have any sort of announcements or anything saying that there will be a Halloween Horror Nights house near Fast and Furious. We do know that there is a tent back there that has never been there before. And last year at Halloween Horror Nights, the Shrek queue or the Shrek Theater was one of the houses. That's where they put one of the houses. And now that they have closed Shrek 4D and they're doing something with it, they're probably not going to have a Halloween Horror Nights house in there, with the possibility of them working on that attraction to bring something new. They probably picked a new place for the Halloween Horror Nights house, and that's why we're thinking Fast and Furious. It makes sense. The tent popped up, it's a new location, makes sense. I think that that's where it will be. Over here at Fear Factor, they have taken down the sign, or they've taken down the coverings, like the internals of the sign. The framework is still there. We still don't know what's gonna go here. We're assuming this will stay up through Halloween Horror Nights because they have announced that there will be 2 shows at Halloween Horror Nights, and this has historically been the location of one of those shows here at the Fear Factor stage. All right, just kind of walking around through Universal now. I want to see if there is another food truck, because I feel like they normally have about 3 when they do these smaller food festivals like this, or smaller food events. As we get over here to the Back to the Future 3 train, the Jules Verne train, there used to be a food booth here, and now it is name art and temporary airbrush tattoos. If you're wondering what name art is, they will draw your name in this stylized way. Or you could get, for like 10 bucks, you can get a large airbrush tattoo. Oh, look. Live, laugh, love. You could get that. It'd probably be like $7 a piece. But there are construction malls around where there was the I don't know what this was. There's just construction malls over here. I thought it was gonna be around the caricature booth. It was. I'm very confused. This is very confusing. They've moved the caricature booth over there, and now there's a wall around where the caricature booth used to be. Oh wait, This goes all the way around Central Park, like I can't get through this way, I gotta go back the other way? Oh man, that's inconvenient. Oh, it just like is right here at the end, so you could walk all the way up to it in the Central Park area. I wonder if I can go around down by the waterfront. I'm gonna go find out. But yeah, there's a huge, huge construction malls going on right here. Also, there were construction malls here. I wonder what they were doing. I mean, nothing really looks extensively repaired or anything. Very strange. So there was a food booth here. You can see some of the remnants of it there with the oil stains and things. But then right behind it, they were doing a construction project here, but I'm not really seeing what they did. Did they take out the benches? Is that what they did? Oh yeah, so there used to be like all kinds of benches around here that they seem to have taken out. Okay, now we know. Yeah, there's definitely a sign here that says follow the walkway through Central Park. So that's where we're headed to. I feel like other than when the spectacular is happening out in the water, this is the most foot traffic that comes down here during the day. So there's a Bellagio style water fountain show that happens out here called Cinematic Spectacular. If you haven't seen it, we've got some videos of it, but if you're interested in like fountain shows, it's definitely a good one. Stick around and give it a try. Yeah, look at this, it's dead down here. And I feel bad for the person that's trying to sell stuff at this little booth down here. People are just walking up and turning before even getting to them. Although I thought it was just like them taking out those benches. This is a lot of wall to be here. Like it's taking up a lot of space. And I'm sure that they need space for machinery and things like that, but it's definitely way bigger than I thought it would be. So I wonder what they're doing back here. The Secret Life of Pets floats are out, so they do these things like before the Superstar Parade where they bring out each individual float or each grouping of floats so the guests can interact and get pictures with the characters. And I always love the Secret Life of Pets floats because they got puppets and that's cool. And a lot of like live voice actors too. Marilyn Monroe out here meeting and greeting with guests in front of her Cadillac. So fun timely fact about Marilyn Monroe, the dress that she was wearing when she sang Happy Birthday Mr. President to John F. Kennedy was bought as, and they claimed to be the most expensive dress in the world. It was bought by Ripley's Believe It or Not, and it was on display in Orlando for a while. At the Met Gala, Kim Kardashian wore that dress. She borrowed it from Ripley's, and she wore that dress to the Met Gala. That's very timely and interesting, right? I just thought that was a fun little fact about Marilyn Monroe since we were seeing her right here. So we've made it back up front, back by Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, and we're near the Universal Studios store, and I wanted to point out, they're really leaning hard into this Jurassic World Dominion advertising, aren't they? We got banners up, all of the windows have clings on them. Like they're going hard saying, come out and see this movie. I'm interested to see it for sure. Stop by Studio Suites because sometimes they have some of these suites from the festivals. They say like Mardi Gras, they might have had some suites in there, but they didn't have anything. And so I have such poor self-control. I bought a brownie. It looks so good though. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. It was a triple chocolate brownie. See, what happens is I've been running every morning and I think to myself, I deserve this, which I know is the wrong mentality, but man, that looks so good. It's like my favorite type of brownie. Lots of chocolate, very fudgy looking. How can I resist? So I already had a bite of it, but like this is probably the best brownie I've ever had in a theme park ever in my life. This is so good. This is totally my style of brownie. Like super, super dense and fudgy and the chocolate chips on it. I'm not getting any inside of it, but there are some on top. So that's like the only thing that could make this better was if there were chunks of chocolate inside of it. So we just left Universal Studios and now we are gonna turn and make our way over to Islands of Adventure. I don't know why Universal does this sometimes, but sometimes they stop the globe from spinning. And in that case, there's not really a good spot for you to stand to get a photo of it, especially when it's stopped over in this direction because our normal spot is over there and that doesn't really line up so good. I mean, it's good of just the globe right here, but not of the arches. So we're just kind of down these little steps here, just opposite of this bridge that leads into Universal Studios. So for pass holder appreciation, we're supposed to have a special entrance for pass holders. I'm not seeing it. All right, making our way into Islands of Adventure. I don't know what we're gonna get into up here. I know that they are still doing some work on the carousel. I'm gonna try to go over to Velocicoaster and see if they can do that tour that we've been trying to do the past few times that we've come here. So I think a lot of the stuff here is for Grad Bash, like all this scaffolding and this little tiny stage. These times right now, because they're kind of way off from what I thought they would be. So take for instance, Spider-Man right now is only a 25-minute wait. But then you come over here to Seuss's trolley train ride is 60 minutes. And then, oh, Dudley Do-Right's is 55. That sort of makes sense, it's hot right here. Hulk Coaster 35, Velocicoaster 90, and then Cat in the Hat, does that say 70 minutes? What? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not for Grad Bash, because Grad Bash was for high schoolers. This is for Grad Venture, which is for middle school grads, and it takes place on May 6th, May 13th, and May 20th. So that's what all this stuff is here for, is for Grad Venture. All right, so we made it into Seuss Landing, and you can see they are still working on the carousel, and they have walled off If I Ran the Zoo, and then they took down the actual arch that connected the two, right? There used to be, it used to go all the way across, or they used to be pointy, and now they're just kind of like stubby flowers. Ah, so that's how they get you. They never actually connected, but they did have kind of like ropey looking vine things that made their way up through from these flowers, and they came together in the center, but didn't actually ever touch. And so you can see they have just chopped that off. Just kind of filled it with foam, it looks like, up there. I am kind of surprised that If I Ran the Zoo was still here, because this is one of the books that Dr. Seuss had that contained racist imagery. So they didn't ever react, like Universal never reacted to that, and they never closed this, but now it's closed. And I don't know if they're just refurbishing it, or if they're taking it out, or if they just have this walled off so they have room to get up top to work on the carousel. So the area of the park that we're in right now is called the Lost Continent. This is Poseidon's Fury over there. We're headed towards Hogsmeade. But I want to say shout out to Universal for putting a fan right next to this gardenia, because it is blowing the delicious, delicious smell of gardenia right in my face. So before we get over to Hogsmeade, and I think I'm actually going to bypass Hogsmeade because the bridge is open that leads over to Velocicoaster, did want to point out that I talked to some people earlier today that were wondering where they could still get Mardi Gras merch because they missed it. And in here, All Hallows Voodoo Boutique should still sell Mardi Gras merch. I want to double check inside. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, there's not really like Mardi Gras Universal stuff that I'm seeing. Like there's this hat, there's the masks, the hat, these various coffees and hot sauces, but I'm not seeing like Universal shirts. So I talked to the team member in there and they said, yeah, there's no more Universal branded Mardi Gras merch in here. There is some Mardi Gras stuff, but it's not like Universal Mardi Gras 2022. Hey, how's it going? So they did say that on the way out of Universal Studios, there is a shop called It's a Wrap, and that is the last place that they will be selling things of that nature, like Universal Studios Mardi Gras stuff, or like Mardi Gras 2022 Universal stuff. I didn't check there to see if they have any of that stuff, but he said that if they did, that's where it would be. So the store that I was just at is kind of like around the corner and down the street over here. And I came back a little bit to go across this bridge over to Velocicoaster. Side note, I mean, I've only been standing here for like maybe like 10-15 seconds, but I don't see Velocicoaster going right now. Just kidding, there it is. So I feel like, is it just me? Like this has been here, this metalwork has been here, but did they add the netting recently? Everything's always changing. And of course, that is one of the things that I love about theme parks, is that things are constantly changing here. And it's always like exciting to see what's happening, what's new, what's changing. Let's head over to Velocicoaster. Well, one thing's for sure, they certainly have added a lot of plant work over here on this bridge. All right, let's see what they say. It is an 80-minute wait right now, so I don't know that they're gonna do this. It's such a busy, like with so much happening here at the ride, but we're definitely gonna try. It's always so interesting to ask these questions to the team members, because sometimes they like act like they don't know what you're talking about, or they're like, I was like, hey, do you guys do a paddock tour? And they're like, no, you need to be a team member to go down into the paddock because we're operating right now. And I was like, okay, but do you like, you know how like Jimmy Fallon does the studio tour? Do you guys do anything like that? And she goes, no, not right now. So I don't know if that means like not currently with the amount of people that are here, or if it means like, no, they don't. It's just like they will, maybe in the future they might. I don't know. It's so confusing, you know? Where are they? There they are. As we make our way further into the Jurassic World / Jurassic Park section of the park, over here at Pizza Predatoria, they have more signs for Jurassic World Dominion. Is this the Indominus Rex? Right? Like it feels like it, but there's also a little bit of Spinosaurus in there. Is this a new dinosaur? Maybe it is. Maybe they decided the Indominus Rex wasn't good enough. They're like, we'll mix a third dinosaur in there. So we're just past Jurassic Park River Adventure. And over here is where the splashdown is from the big drop at the end. And there's a construction wall in the way of seeing the actual drop. I'm gonna go around the side and see if we can see it from the side. Oh, thank you. Sorry, somebody said they like my shirt. I'm wearing a Harry Styles shirt. So the walls come all the way around over here, but you can still see the splashdown over here outside of, what is this restaurant called over here? This is called Thunder Falls Terrace. So on the back side of it, we're not seeing anything going on too much. We're gonna have a drop here in just a second. You can hear the T-Rex in there growling at us. So yeah, I don't know why it's walled off. I guess because they're replacing some of the pilings and some of the fencing between the water and the people. Should be noted also, if you want to stay dry on this ride, the back row in the probably the second to last row in the center is where you will be the driest. Kind of feeling like the novelty of Skull Island is finally wearing off, as it's only a 35-minute wait. That's not bad at all. I'm wondering if that's because Velocicoaster is really settling into its own, or if people are just kind of done with King Kong. They see it and they're like, I don't know, King Kong, you know? Not in the ether as much right now. But then again, Hulk is also just a 15-minute wait. Amazing. Now, I'm wondering if that's because of the popularity of the franchises, or if it's because of the newness. So like Velocicoaster is brand new. The majority of people coming to Universal Studios Islands of Adventure would be most excited to ride Velocicoaster compared to the Incredible Hulk coaster. And maybe they've ridden the Incredible Hulk coaster and they're like, okay, we'll skip that one, we'll wait in line for Velocicoaster. I'm wondering if that's what it is. If that's the case, Disney, build more rides. Just got into Toon Lagoon, and man, Universal is certainly doing a lot of work on a lot of different places here. We got construction walls up here around the store. I don't know what the name of this store is. The name of the store is Toon Extra. It says so on this sign right here. You think they might put new comics in here? Yeah, because even Spider-Man right now is only a 35-minute wait. That's not bad at all. Got lots of Marvel characters out here, like Rogue and Storm out here meeting and greeting. Yeah, the whole back half of that train's not even loaded. Man. It's so interesting here today because it feels like very busy. It feels like there's a lot of people here, but a lot of the rides have very short waits. Perfect example of that is the Hulk, but there's a lot of people kind of walking around out here. So I guess everybody's in line for Velocicoaster, at least. That's what I can, that's the best I can do. Then, and Cat in the Hat, if Cat in the Hat's 70 minutes. Oh, it's only a 5-minute wait, and I heard a rumor that this doesn't spin as much as it used to, so I'm gonna go ride it right now just to see. I can't film on it, but I'll let you know when we're done. And Jackson is tall enough to ride this one, so that's the main thing I'm looking for, is how much does it spin, and like how much, what are the G-forces in here to see if I feel comfortable with him riding it with his, you know, ability to hold himself up and all that other stuff. He'll probably be fine. He's ridden roller coasters. So we'll find out though. Here are the height requirements: 48 to be by yourself, and you gotta be 36 to ride. So here's the ride vehicle configuration. It looks like you can fit 3 and 3, total of 6 people. That was super fun. As I got off the ride, some omniscient voice came over the like loudspeaker and was like, "Bye, Tim," and I was like, "Oh, bye, ride." I will say that ride spins way less than I remember. Like there's a scene where you're cleaning up after thing 1 and thing 2 make a mess. And I remember that scene, you just spun and spun and spun and spun. In that scene, I think we spun once, kind of at speed, and then it like kind of followed the action around. It was a much more enjoyable ride now. Before I was like kind of nervous to go on there because of how much it spins, and I can't handle like intense spinning like I used to be able to. There was one time that I used to be able to ride Tilt-A-Whirl all the time, that I would Tilt-A-Whirl as an adult, and it made me sick, and I was like, oh, I can't do that anymore. So I was always not a fan of spinning rides like this one, and now that it doesn't spin as much, I am fully confident to take Jackson on this. I think he'll love it, and I think he'll have a good time riding it. So the next time that we're here with Jackson, I think we're definitely coming back and riding Cat in the Hat. See, but they do have merchandise for Grad Bash. I gotta check and see when Grad Bash was, because the Grad Venture is coming up soon. Let me see when Grad Bash is. All right, I guess it sort of makes sense because the last 2 days of Grad Bash were the 29th and 30th of April. So there might still be some people here left over from Grad Bash. So I came in over here to Port Provisions, which is the last gift shop before leaving Islands of Adventure. And they do have some Mardi Gras stuff here. They have some hats. They have some Halloween Horror Night stuff. This is like a container, 30 Years, 30 Fears from HHN 30. And it's got Chance on it. This is what you would get a certain dessert in. What else do they have? They have some other stuff. Some Christmas stuff, like mistletoe pines here. And some Christmas ornaments. I think this is the Christmas ornament that you would win for the holiday tree hunt. Like if you completed the holiday tree hunt, scavenger hunt, you would win this Christmas ornament. You can buy it for $5 now. So there you have it. That was our trip out to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, just to kind of have a look around, see what kind of new stuff was happening. Turns out there's kind of a lot of construction happening here at the current time. There was some good food. I was kind of a little bit disappointed in the summer food ideas over there. I won't call it a festival because I only found 2 food trucks, and both those food trucks had a majority of items that were from Mardi Gras. The only thing that wasn't at Mardi Gras was the esquites. I would have rather have had more stuff new, like all new menus at just those 2 food trucks. More summery items rather than Mardi Gras stuff. Maybe because it is still kind of springtime, so I'm thinking maybe as the season progresses, maybe they'll open up more stuff, add more things to it. Kind of disappointed that we didn't get to do anything with Velocicoaster today. I'm gonna keep checking back because I feel like I know it is a thing. Other people have done it. So I would like to try it, see what they have back there. We'll keep trying. See, one day we'll probably get to do it. You never know. So all in all, it was a fantastic day. And and I'm glad I rode Cat in the Hat. Like, I'm excited to bring Jackson out here and have him ride it too. A lot of fun. A very fun and charming ride. So all in all, a fantastic day. And with that being said, we are off. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Hunter.
From Orlando, Florida. And now it's time to pay the price. Subscribe.